sorry, the man in the iron mask. I know. Okay, so okay, in order to remind you what happened, okay, in chapter 3, we know that the three musketeers spoke to Atu, and who else? Me, okay, they went in order to take the king's twin from where? From the prison on St. Margaret Island, right? They go there, okay, according to the plan they had. So two of them disguised as they wore the clothes of what? Of priests, yes. And then the third musketeer was the boatman. Okay. After that, they showed to the guard of the prison them the papers, and they said to them that there is a prisoner will be executed tomorrow. So they came in order to have his confession before his execution. Okay, so that's why he let them go there, and then they entered. They found the man in the iron mask. What was the description of that man? What was his? Yes, he was very small, thin, and weak. Okay. Yes, his clothes were dirty and torn. Right. Yes, and what else? Yes, Karim. Yes, he doesn't eat well and he doesn't have enough drink. Okay, so why? That's why he was so weak, and even he couldn't walk. Okay, he was walking very slowly and very weakly. This is because he was prisoned for how many years? For 8 years. Yes. Who put him in the prison? Yes, Monsieur Fouquet, who put them here, who put him there in the prison. Tell me, the king or his mother know that he is alive? No, nobody knows except Monsieur Fouquet. Okay, so as we said, the three musketeers, except D'Artagnan, who didn't agree to make such a plan against the king, because he said that he has a promise for the king's father to protect the king, okay, and his son and his throne, right? That's why he said to him, no, I will not be with you. So the other three musketeers went to the prison, and then how did they get this man out of the prison? Who can tell me? Yes, Wasim, stand up. Under his robe, yes, because they were wearing as priests, okay? So the priest has a very big and wide robe, okay? So he took off his robe and then he tied, okay, the king's brother under it. And because this man was thin and small like the king, nobody didn't notice that there is somebody under the under his robe. Yes, okay, and then they were successful to go out, or they weren't. They were successful, but before they leave by 2 minutes, who saw them? Fouquet, okay, and he discovered that they have the man in the iron mask. Yes, that's great, okay, and then he started to chase him. To remember chase, okay, to chase him, okay, until they reached the river bank, okay. So what happened then? The three musketeers were facing Fouquet and five of his men. But who was stronger, the musketeers or the Fouquet and his men? Okay, and the musketeers killed all Fouquet's men, and then they ran away and left Fouquet alone. Okay, so now because they cannot, okay, he's a responsible man in this country, so they cannot kill him. All right. So this is not their plan. They wanted only to take the man in the prison mat. Sorry, the man in the iron mat, to take him away from the prison. Okay, and they killed the men who were fighting them, but they didn't kill Fouquet because Fouquet wasn't fighting. So that's why they left Fouquet alone and then they ran away. Okay. So I want to tell you something, guys. Remind me. How many musketeers were fighting? Okay. Two or three? Two. And what was the third one? Yes, Agami took the man in the iron mask on the horse to a very far place in order to be away from Fouquet and his men. Okay, so this was the end of chapter 3, and we saw how did they carry out their plan and they were successful. And in chapter 4, for sure Fouquet what he will be silent, or who is gonna tell the king what will he do. This is what we will know in chapter 4. And the chapter 4, as you see, is entitled The Big Decision. All right, so now we are gonna read it. As we know that you're gonna have any question, if you have any question or any word you wanna ask about, you will keep it till we finish. All right, now I'm gonna read the chapter for you, and then I will explain for you part by part what does it want. All right, so we are gonna follow or you will not follow. Yeah, okay, so you're gonna follow either with your finger, your pencil. It will be on each word we read. Okay, so page 32, chapter 4, The Big Decision. The king wishes to see you, sir. Andre, my lieutenant, had just entered my office with this message from the king. Any idea what it is about, Andre? No, sir, except what? He is with Monsieur Fouquet, who seems to be very angry. I have never seen his face so red. Perhaps he should open a vein or two. Losing a little blood might do him good. Andre didn't smile at my job. I got it from my desk and went straight to the king's room. So, what is the first thing Fouquet did after this? He went to the king, right? Okay. So, Fouquet was indeed in a bad state. He was sweating and pacing angrily up and down the room. The king was half dressed, his wig slightly crooked, and his shirt unbuttoned. He looked very pale, as if he hadn't had enough sleep. So here he describes for you what the appearance of both of them, of Fouquet and the king. The king was what was not neat. Okay, his clothes were not they were unbuttoned, and his wig. Do you remember what is the meaning of wig? Okay, was crooked. Okay, it wasn't on his face. Okay, and he was very pale. On the other hand, we find Fouquet very angry. His face is very red and very nervous. Okay. Ah, D'Artagnan, Louis said. Yaouni, Monsieur Fouquet is about to have an apoplexy. He tells me that someone wants to take my throne from me. Can you believe it? The king did not seem to be too worried. Fouquet stopped his angry pacing and approached the king. Your Majesty, I don't think you understand how serious this matter is. When I tell you who this man is, I think you will see there is a reason to be worried. So, all what Fouquet said to the king, that there is somebody wanna take your throne. You wanna be the king. That's why the king. What was the king's reaction? Was he worried, or he was just saying his words normally? He was normal, okay? But Fouquet told him, you don't look worried because you don't know who is that person. So now the king doesn't know that he has a twin brother, right? Okay, so on page 34, well, speak then, for goodness sake. I know I am not going to be able to stop you. You have already disturbed my sleep, now disturb my mind. Okay, so till now, the king is dealing with this topic carelessly. Okay, right? He doesn't care about what Fouquet says, right? Louis sat down in a large armchair and rested his feet on a stool. His eyes were half closed. The man is your twin brother, your majesty. Louis's eyes suddenly opened wide. What nonsense is this, Fouquet? I have no twin brother. But you do, your majesty. Although you were told that Philippe had died at birth, in fact, Philippe was taken away and brought up by a certain gentleman near Nimes. Your father believed that to have both sons sharing the throne would have caused conflict and decided that one must be removed from court. Your father made me swear to keep it secret. Not even your mother knows that this other twin is still alive. It would perhaps have been better if he wasn't. Louis thought for some moments. I have another brother, but that is an excellent news. Not so excellent, your majesty. Your brother has an ambitious friend who wish to place him on the throne. Who are these ambitious friends? What does he mean by ambitious friends? Yes, Yusuf. Yeah, yes, Atout, Porto, and Ami, and all of them we call them the musketeers. Okay. So now we know the secret why this man in the iron mask was in prison, but because the dad or their father, okay, thought that to have two brothers will put the throne in danger. So he said that they are gonna fight who's gonna be the king, especially that they are in the same age because they are twins, okay? So he said that we are gonna take somebody out from the court and he put him on somebody's house near Nimes, okay? And the other one was the king who was this, Louis. But Philippe was in a country or a countryside, a small village called the Nimes, okay? And he was there, okay, with this man. Yes, he said to him that this Philip was taken while he was a baby at birth. Okay, so they took him and then they put him to this man in the village. But then I don't know what happened in order to make Fouquet put him in prison. We are gonna know when we read more, okay? Because for sure Fouquet will not tell all the truth to the king because he wants the king to get nervous and he wants him to say what? Kill the musketeers and kill my brother. Okay? Yes. The king doesn't know that he has a brother. He knows that they were twins, but his other twin died. Because he said that when we have two brothers, okay, like here we have twin, Ahmed and Muhammad, okay? They are twins, right? So, if their father was a king, okay, you know that the father is a king and then the big brother, the big son, sorry, is a king and then the small one is a prince. But when they are in the same age, what will happen? They are gonna fight, okay? So he said that I'm gonna take one of them away in order to make just one to be a king, all right? That's why the king took one away, but he didn't kill him, okay? Because Fouquet, as we know, is a bad or a good man? Bad and very evil, right? He said to the king, let's kill him, all right? But the king said no, just put him in that man's house, all right? Let's continue. Louis stood up wide awake now and began walking nervously up and down the room, just as Fouquet had done earlier. No, your majesty, Philippe is a gentle fellow. He has no wish to be king. But there are those who would like Fouquet looked across at me. Who is me? D'Artagnan, yes, and pointed a finger accusingly. Huh? You know damn well, Captain D'Artagnan. You were old friends. You can't mean Aramis à tout importe où, I said, trying to sound as if such a thing was simply not possible. That very same. But how do you know this? Only they would dare to break into the prison on St. Marguerite, and only they could put 5 of my men out of action in less than 2 minutes. I have never seen swords move so quickly. Besides, I recognize the big fellow. What's his name, Porto? I tried to appear shocked, but it certainly sounded like my friends. Are you sure, Monsieur Fouquet? They are all well-respected men. It would be wrong to accuse them of something they did not do. I think we should have proof before we act. We cannot wait for proof. I say we arrest them at once and have them executed. Along with Philip, I told your father all those years ago that it was a mistake to let him live. Louis turned his back on us for a moment and then said, "No, kill the musketeers, but not my twin brother. I have only one of those." "That may not be wise, your majesty. As long as he lives, your throne is in danger." "Not if he is in the Bastille." "As you wish, your majesty." So here, again, the opinion of Fouquet it clarifies that he is not a good man because he wants the king to kill the musketeers and to kill his twin brother too. But did the king agree? No, he said, kill the king, kill the musketeers only, but leave for me my brother because I have only one brother, okay? So I think that the king was happy that he has a twin brother, or he was shocked and sad. Yes, he was happy to have his brother, but he wasn't happy to know from Fouquet that his brother has a friend in order who wants him to be the king and to kill King Louis, right? Page 36. Louis stood in front of me and looked me straight in the eye. "So, D'Artagnan, now is the time to see how loyal a servant you really are. Can you hunt down those traitors who were once our friends?" Let's continue. Sorry, guys, for interruption. "Can you hunt down those traitors who were once your friends and bring me their heads on a plate?" So now the king puts D'Artagnan in a very difficult exam. He wants to know if D'Artagnan is loyal for the king or not. If he is loyal, what will he do? He will, yes, kill the musketeers and bring their heads on a plate for the king, okay? But this will be for sure very difficult for D'Artagnan because they are best friends, okay? They are his best friends, so he cannot kill them, all right? So let's see what will be the reaction of D'Artagnan. "If they are truly traitors, your majesty, they will surely answer for their crimes." He said, "I'm gonna be loyal and I will kill them if they are not loyal for you, if they are did the crime, if they are traitors, okay? Good man, but do you doubt the truth of what Monsieur Fouquet is saying?" "I wish to find out for sure, your majesty." Fouquet stamped angrily on the floor. He did like that, okay? "We do not have time for that. We must hunt them down now. If D'Artagnan will not do it, I will lead an army against them myself. I think I know where to find them." Okay, so now we have two things, guys. We find that the king believes Fouquet and every word, right? And he takes every word from Fouquet as a truth, okay? And the second thing, we know that the musketeers are very strong. Why? Because Fouquet wants to have an army in order to go and to kill them. Okay, this means that they are very, very strong, as he said to us at the beginning of the novel, right? So at the moment Louise opened, you remember Mademoiselle Louise de la Bière? Huh? So now she is here again, okay? At that moment, Louise opened the door of the king's room. She was about to enter when she saw us. I am sorry, Your Majesty. I did not realize you were busy. So the reaction of the king, he loves her, huh? I am never too busy for you, my dear. So, Fouquet, D'Artagnan, I leave my life and the safety of my throne in your hands. So, as usual, King Louis is very careless about everything in his country except one thing, himself and his happiness. All the time he wanna be happy, okay? He wanna enjoy his time with all the people he loves, and he doesn't care about France and the people of France. That's why the people of France loves him. They do not love him, right? And they want to get rid of him because they are hungry, they are poor, and he doesn't care, and he just has fun, okay, and enjoys his time, eats the best food ever in France, okay, and from all over the world, and leaves all the people hungry. That's why we call King Louis is unfair king, right? Okay. Louis looked at Fouquet, who didn't dare say another word. Louise, I have good news. I have found another brother. Really, Your Majesty? Yes, a twin brother who appears to have friends, traitors to their king, who wish to place him on my throne. But I believe he's just a country boy. He may be good at feeding hens and milking cows, but I doubt he would make a good king. Guys, from this, you see, where once King Louis saw Louise, he started to tell her what? About everything he knew. Ain't that a character of a king? Okay, no, he's behaving like what? Like a teenager, right? As a boy, okay? He's just talking and he wants to have fun and he doesn't care about anything. So, character like that is valid to be a king of a big country? No, for sure, okay? So the musketeers are right or not? Yeah, they are right because they wanna have a plan in order to get rid of him, okay? Page 37. I am not concerned. Anyway, soon my loyal captain will bring me the heads of those traitors. I will have those heads spiked on the gates of the city to show the people how traitors are dealt with. But my brother will be kept in the bastard. Louise looked at me, but I didn't look back for fear of showing my feelings for her. What were the feelings from King Louis to Louise? Huh? Hatred or love? Love. And he doesn't want to show it for her, okay? On the way to my office, I wondered about what Aramis, Atout, and Porthos had done. I still knew nothing of how they had entered the fearsome prison on St. Marguerite and escaped with the king's brother. I had no doubt they were behind it. But what was their plan? So now we know that D'Artagnan is sure that his friends did it. But in front of the king and Fouquet, he said, we are not sure. We don't have a proof for this, okay? So we cannot tell that they are the traitors, okay? D'Artagnan, you look worried. Okay, I turned and saw Colbert. Do you remember Colbert? Who was Colbert? Yes, Hannah. The enemy of Fouquet, and what was his position for the king? He was the advice, the advisor. He was the consultant of the king. Do you remember? We said that Fouquet was the minister of finance, and Colbert okay? I turned and saw Colbert standing under a flowering cherry tree talking to the king's mother, Anna of Austria. So here is the first appearance of the king's mother, okay? They looked as if they were in the middle of a secret discussion. Although I believed he was an honest man, Colbert was as good as the rest of them at making secret plans. Ah, Monsieur Fouquet and Your Majesty. Colbert welcomed me with a smile, though his dark eyes. I'm sorry, Monsieur Colbert and Your Majesty, I'm sorry. Colbert welcomed me with a smile, though his dark eyes told me he wanted information. The Queen, Louise's mother, now in her 50s, was still beautiful. I knew she did not like her son's ways. She believed the king should be an example to set a good example, an example to his people, suffering for them if necessary. And Louis neither set a good example nor suffered for his people. So, now we know from this paragraph that does the mother's king agrees on what King Louis does? No. She believes in what? That the king has to be model. He has to be an example for his people. He has to be a good example, not a bad example, okay? But is Louis that example? No, because he doesn't care about people, he doesn't suffer for them, and he leaves them hungry and poor, right? Okay. Colbert placed his hand on my shoulder. Tell us, D'Artagnan, why was Fouquet so upset earlier? He looked as if someone had just robbed him of his purse. Page 39. Much worse than that, Monsieur Colbert. Someone wants to rob him of his king. They both looked at me in surprise. Their smiles had disappeared. Tell us more, D'Artagnan. I thought for a moment, but decided to tell them as little as possible. I have always believed that the secret should remain a secret. Just another plot, Monsieur Colbert, but we will deal with that. Plot means plan against the king. Okay, when we have a plot, means what? A plan against the king. Colbert knew I was not telling them everything I knew. You are a dark horse, D'Artagnan. Pay attention. Always the king's man. Well, I have to admire you for it, but I will get the truth out of you before the day is out. I promised myself that he would not. I did not go immediately to my office. I needed to think, so I continued to walk through the gardens. I knew a tube would go straight to his farm in Blois. Okay, so Blois is a place in France. Now D'Artagnan knows, and he's sure that his friends who did it, who did the plan, and again, also he knows where are them. Okay? He would think himself safe there. Fouquet knew that too and would go there to arrest him and the others. The time had come for me to make up my mind. Should I remain a musketeer and keep the promise I had made 30 years ago, or be a free-thinking man and decide for myself what was best for France and its people? What was this Philippe like after all? Would he be a worse tyrant than his brother? Tyrant, guys, means unfair king. So here, who is talking? He's talking with whom? Yes, with himself. And we said when somebody is talking with himself and he's not able to take decision, means that he has conflict, right? Now he has a conflict between two things, okay? Either to be a musketeer and to keep his promise for the king, or to be a free thinking man and help his friends in order to save France and the people of France. Okay, so now he has two different or two opposite decisions, either to be the musketeer and to be with the king, or to be with his friends and to be against the king. This is internal or external conflict? Internal conflict. Thank you. I decided to set off for Blois immediately and find out for myself. Fouquet and his men would probably leave the next day, so if I set off that afternoon, it would give me almost a 24-hour head start. So he decided to go first in order to discover the reality from his friends before Fouquet, okay? As I was coming back up the path, I saw Louise sitting alone on a garden seat. I thought she was crying. I was surprised to see her there, as I expected her to be with the king. We know, guys, from chapter 1 that D'Artagnan likes or dislikes Louise. He likes her. But can he show this? No, because the king also likes her, okay? So now he is happy in order to see Louise is sitting alone in the garden, okay? Mademoiselle de la Vière, I said quietly, not wanting to frighten her. Are you all right? Ah, D'Artagnan, you always appear when I am in need of a friend. I will certainly be that if you will let me. Please sit with me for a while. I feel you are my only friend here at court. May I talk to you? I didn't know what to say. I didn't want the king to see us together. He was a very jealous man. But at the same time, I did not want to miss this chance to be alone with Louise. When I sat down, she said, I do not love the king, D'Artagnan. What should I do? Every lady in France dreams of being in your position. The king will give you anything you want. Can't you try and love him? I see you are a practical man, D'Artagnan. But no, I cannot. I am in love with another. She loves another person, okay? Not the king himself. But can she say that to the king? No, because first, he is very shallow man. He's very jealous and he will kill her at once, okay? My heart sad. I am sorry to hear it. You shouldn't be, D'Artagnan. May I ask who the lucky man is? I hope to tell you one day, but not now. You see, I am not sure that he loves me. Does he know that you love him? I think he may have seen it in my eyes, but I'm not sure. Have you not seen anything in his? I think so, but I cannot be sure. Is he someone here at court? Yes, I see. And now that the king is so fond of you, when you are fond of somebody, you love him very, very much. Okay? When I say I'm fond of you, means that I love you, I adore you more than love. Okay? It, you see now why I am sad? Yeah, I do, mademoiselle. But I am sure things will turn out well in the end. I hope so. Louise looked at me warmly and placed her hand on mine. I stood up at once. I must see to my duties, Mademoiselle de la Vière. Yes, of course, and please call me Louise. Very well, Louise. So now she wants to be closer to D'Artagnan. She said to him, don't tell me Mademoiselle de la Pierre, tell me just Louise. We are friends. Yes. We don't know. She said to him that she's in love with somebody else. He is in the court, but she doesn't love the king. This is what we are sure about. Love D'Artagnan or another body, we are going to see from the events, okay? I kissed her hand briefly and left. As I walked quickly up the path past the sea of color in the flower beds, I felt more in love than ever, even though I knew she loved another. I wondered who he could be since I had not seen her talking to anyone in particular. As I entered my office, I thought about how foolish I was. A man of 45 years in love with a lady of just 20 and 2? I told myself that I must try and forget her, or else I might forget all my duties to the king. That afternoon, I left Andre in a charge and let it out for Bourgeois to find my friends and perhaps see this flip that Fouquet was talking about. So, as we see now at the end of chapter 4, that D'Artagnan is starting his journey to find his friends or the musketeers and to see the man in the iron mask who is called Philippe. Okay, so in chapter 4, in the summary of it, we find that the king knew from Fouquet that the man in the iron mask ran away from the prison, and this man is his twin brother. And Fouquet suggested to the king in order to kill him, but with the musketeers, but the king did not agree because he was so happy. Okay, and the king wanted to make a test for D'Artagnan and told him that if you are a loyal person to the king, you will kill the musketeers and bring their heads on a plate. Okay, so guys, we know that the king trusts, or he doesn't trust the king, the D'Artagnan. Yes, he trusts him and he considers him as his man. Okay, so and as we see that we know else also that Louise doesn't love the king and she is in love with that body else, but this man we don't know him yet. Okay, and the end of the chapter we find D'Artagnan is talking to himself and he decided to forget Louise, yes, because he is older than her. Yes, she is 22 and he is 45. And he said, how foolish I am. I am in love with a young girl in 22 and I am in 45. So he decided to forget her. Okay?